Reaching legendary status in Hollywood is something most actors will never achieve in their entire careers. Bill Murray did it by becoming one of the most unpredictable, unconventional, and influential stars of his generation. But as the years went on, that same unpredictability stopped being charming, and instead of universal admiration, Bill Murray found himself repeatedly at odds with the people around him. And if you click this video, you're in the right place, because these are the 5 people Bill Murray couldn't stand, and the real reasons those relationships fell apart. For years, Hollywood protected Bill Murray. He could ignore scripts, show up late, and bend the rules because he delivered unforgettable performances. But behind the scenes, not everyone was laughing.
I'd like to be more consistently here, you know? I'd like to really get on a, I'd like to just, and I know it's not probably ever maybe possible, but because it's so improbable and so impossible, I'd just like to really see how long I could last as being really here, you know, really in it, really alive in the moment, you know.
Let's start with one of the most public fallouts of his career, Lucy Liu. During the filming of Charlie's Angels, tensions between Bill Murray and Lucy Liu escalated fast. Multiple reports describe a confrontation where Murray's comments crossed the line from sarcastic humor into outright disrespect.
You want to know what happened?
Yeah, we want to know.
You want to spill the tea?
Yes.
Okay, so what really happened was Bill was just in a, comedians can be a little dark sometimes. And he just came in a bad mood. And what you have to know is how much Lucy stood up for herself. And that was the great thing that came out of an unfortunate circumstance. She literally said, "I do not accept that kind of behavior from you."
The reason Bill Murray couldn't stand Lucy Liu wasn't comedy, it was resistance. Lucy Liu didn't laugh it off. She didn't stay quiet. She stood her ground. The fallout was immediate. Murray was removed from the project, and the relationship ended completely. No reconciliation, no apology tour, just separation. Next is a rivalry that goes back to the very beginning of Bill Murray's fame, Chevy Chase. Their issues started during Saturday Night Live, where both men were fighting for dominance in a high-pressure environment filled with egos.
You and Bill Murray were always at each other's throats, true or false?
Not always.
Not always, but a lot of times, right?
Once, yeah.
What happened?
Once.
What happened between you and Bill Murray? On the set of Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
What happened?
I went to host.
Makes it easy.
He got me really pissed. I finally went to his dressing room just before the show and said, and opened the door and said, if you say something like that again, I'm going to... whatever. And John was there. They were both sitting back in the car, and I realized in that instant it was John, because he gave me a look. It was, here's the total instigator, is John.
What began as competition turned personal. Arguments reportedly became physical, and tensions followed them for decades. Bill Murray didn't dislike Chevy Chase because of jokes. He disliked him because neither man was willing to back down. 2 stars, 1 spotlight, no compromise. Then there's the most painful fallout of all. Harold Ramis, this wasn't a rivalry, this was a friendship. Together, Murray and Ramis created films that defined a generation.
I was totally engaged right from the beginning. One thing Danny did in his original script was start it in the middle.
Hey! Phil? Ned?
One of the first things we told Danny when we met, we said, we love that it starts in the middle. One thing we don't want to, drop that. We're gonna keep that. It's very hip. It's very cool that you started right, with the thing already happening.
Hey, camera mark.
Stand by. Action!
It would be hard to find anyone who has made more Americans laugh over the past decade than they have. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Rick Moranis, and director Ivan Reitman.
Hi, folks.
In Second City and Saturday Night Live, in Caddyshack, Meatballs, Stripes, Animal House, Blues Brothers, Tootsie, Trading Places, National Lampoon's Vacation, and more.
But during the filming of Groundhog Day, creative disagreements became deeply personal. Murray wanted the film to explore darker philosophical themes. Ramis wanted balance and accessibility. Neither budged. They stopped speaking for years, and the reason Bill Murray couldn't stand Ramis at that point wasn't hatred, it was control. Murray felt challenged. And when challenged, he shut people out. Another early conflict shows the same pattern, Richard Dreyfuss. While working together early in their careers, Dreyfuss later described Murray as aggressive and hostile on set.
Answer or a long answer?
The appropriate for the children in the audience answer.
He's an Irish drunken bully. Okay? That's it. And he's a better golfer than I am. And he makes me laugh even though I find him a despicable pig. That's how talented he is, okay? I think he's a schmuck.
This wasn't playful banter, it was intimidation. And once again, the issue wasn't humor, it was authority. Finally, there's Gina Davis. During the filming of What About Bob, Davis later spoke about feeling deeply uncomfortable with Murray's behavior.
It was inappropriate from minute one of meeting him. I had gone to a hotel to meet with him. He was the director of this movie also, and there was a co-director there and a producer, so it wasn't like a booby trap or something where I was going to be alone with him in a hotel suite. But as soon as I walked in, he said, "Have you ever tried the Thumper?" which was some kind of massage device, a huge massage device. And I was like, no. And I went to sit down and he said, no, you have to try it, You have to lay on the bed and try it. And I was like, no. And I tried my hardest to be polite, but and certainly I'm not gonna do that. And then he was so relentless that I realized I'm not gonna get out of here until I do this. And so I kind of perched partway on the bed and he put it on my back. But that was very questionable, what that was about.
To audiences, the chemistry felt effortless. Behind the scenes, it felt tense and unprofessional. And once again, boundaries were crossed. When you look at all 5 of these relationships together, a clear pattern emerges. Bill Murray didn't dislike people randomly. He disliked people who challenged him, people who didn't play along, people who refused to excuse his behavior as genius. He remains a Hollywood legend. But legends don't come without fallout, and the 5 people you just heard about weren't just coworkers. They were proof that brilliance doesn't always come without a cost.